Cool.
Yes, sir.
What a delay.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Sun's going down over here. No, it is over there. Look, I was telling Faith, the sun going down here, over here. I'm hitting it. Sun's going down over here. No, it is over there. Look, I'm telling Faith.
Y'all hold, please.
Social distance on here, boy. You got the social distance on yourself, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like all the time. You ready for it? Hey, I'm on light. It look like it's dinner. I'm gonna be like, I'm here.
You know, my crazy ass haircut that Actually, it's not that crazy.
right, Bando. Look at that. All right, Faye.
What up?
I guess it's me and you.
All right. You live.
Yeah,
All right, Bando.
Hold up. There we go.
Hey. All right, Faye. I guess it's me and you. All right.
Let me All right, somebody got to mute theirs. Woohoo! It kind of feels funny looking at myself on multiple platforms. All right, cool. All right. We live. What's new in your world?
What's good?
You
What's
good, Bando?
What's new? I'm good. What's new? What's new in everybody, bro? I want to know what's up, dude. What's good? Giggity. You know what I'm saying?
Bando, you got some bad Wi-Fi, some internet over there. Bando, what you got on? Is the question.
I got my quarantine look.
Your quarantine look.
Yeah, my quarantine distant look.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm rough right now. I'm rough. It's kind of hard for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, no.
For real. All right, Faye. We're gonna let Bando get this situated. Cause I'm Bando, your screen frozen. You see the same thing, Faye?
Yes, I do.
All right. I was just wondering if it was just me. You know, cause my internet be messing up. So we're gonna start. What's new in your world, Faye?
Well, let's just start off with Mercury Retrograde. We did have this conversation last week, and I have just been feeling it so much. I mean, I really, like, every single time it comes around, I really try to make friends with it. I really try to make friends with Mercury, but it always gets me, like, when I'm trying to make things flow. Well, when I just want things to be in the flow, and somehow they just get in the way. So I've just had to take a lot of deep breaths. I took myself out to nature the other day. I haven't had time to do it this last couple days, which I want to recommend everybody. If you have some kind of access to nature, please do this. It is so important, especially in these times. Everything's just going crazy. There's a lot of uncertainty. And, the planets are doing their thing, whether you want to believe it or not. So we're human, but if you really look at it from a scientific scale, we are just atoms. And we came from the stars, basically. So,
So you're saying the planet is humping right now? Is what you think? What they doing right now?
I mean, our Earth is just going through a lot of stuff, man. It's, I feel like there's a lot of cleanup happening right now. There's a lot of things that are surfacing. A lot of people are waking up to the truth that has been, we've all been veiled with lies, to control us. And so there's just a lot of things that are surfacing right now. And whether people want to acknowledge it or not, or they just, people are responding in all kinds of ways. And I'm very compassionate about that, because I get so tense sometimes. I just get super compressed, and thank goodness that I could just, drive like a few minutes away and the nature is right here. But like I said, for anybody that needs to reset. Everybody, we all need to reset as humans. You know what I mean? And just, you need to go for a drive, go to the lake, have, take some time to yourself if you can do that. Sometimes I can barely do that because, I've got my baby. But yeah, you know how that is, Monique, especially in those early
years. Yes, I do. Times four.
Right?
So, you know how I feel about the Mercury retrograde. Look, I bought my popcorn. I'm ready today. I'm ready. So
did you put some olive oil on that?
Yes, I did.
Right.
So I don't know nothing about it. I hear a lot about it when people are saying that I guess it's tough, it's kind of confusing. And like when we talked before, it's like usually, a lot of people from the past start to resurface or new people or crazy things. So like I said, I really don't know much about Mercury retrograde and its effects. But like I said, I've heard a lot. So I can't say I've been affected because I don't know what it is. At all. And even though you explain it, it's still kind of like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, have you had technical issues even just on that tip? Because on the most what?
I know. Retrograde is affecting me. I'm looking like Rick James throwback. Right now. Shit, I'm saying, but
you're what?
I'm looking like Rick James right now. Throwback.
Right Rick James throwback. I don't know what to make of that. Bando.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And now you're back. You was frozen.
I know you were. We were worried about you.
Well, hey, that's the retrograde bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about.
Exactly.
Retrograde. That's what my son said. You got bad credit? Mercury retrograde.
Oh my goodness.
What's new in your world, Bando? Huh?
Well, a lot of bullshit, a lot of things going on. I mean, I don't know not one dude that's out here. We having a hard time, rough right now, around the neck right now, So it's real hard out here. But you gotta stay afloat. You gotta stay afloat out here. You gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But I've been waiting for what's new in your world, And everybody in this world been waiting for what's new in your world to let everybody know what's going on with your world. I mean, you got your grandma you want to talk about, let us know. You got your auntie, let us know. You got the dog down the street shitting in your neighborhood, in your yard, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. Go on with it, Just
let it all hang out. Well, just about.
Man, 2020,
the Mercury retrograde getting them. It's in the refrigerator.
Yeah, it is getting him.
I'm just be real though. Like I'm gonna just be real. But listen, I said 2021, but I think everybody agree ready to get out of 2020 right now. Everybody waiting on 21 to come in to see what's coming in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ready to get out of 2020. That's all that is. That's what they saying. But yeah, everybody ready to get out of 2020. That's what that is. 2020 vision.
It's true though. Too much going on.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Too much and nothing. Too much and nothing at the same time. Too much of nothing going on. Gets you so much going on. The dualities.
Y'all get a chance. I don't need any water. I mean ice. Y'all get a chance to watch the BET Music Awards?
Yeah, I did. I was able to do clips of it. I think my favorite part, like I was saying, was when Usher performed. Just because I liked the staging of it. It was very beautiful.
You know what? I have
Did you dig it?
You talking about Usher and I think it's Summer Walker?
I believe so.
Yeah, that performance was
It was very cool.
That was one of my favorite performances. They kept the social distancing at all times. You got I'm sorry, my son is preparing my drink. I wasn't prepared. Yes, it's great. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my drink yet. But
somebody back.
I did. I liked that performance. To me, that was one of my favorite. Besides, of course, the beginning when it first came on with Public Enemy. But that performance was like, to me, it was pure. Even with the pink and the blue, and at first I thought the screens, like the sets were coming together, but it was just the way the camera was turning.
Yeah.
But that's my songs. I love those songs. I mean, how do you say? I don't want to say I was disappointed, like with the show, but I mean, of course, it wasn't the same because you didn't feel the energies, from the crowd and things of that nature. And it almost felt like I was just watching videos, like if I wanted to go to YouTube and stream a video or something like that. But I mean, for what we had, I guess, to do, the only choices we had available, the awards were great because we know if it wasn't this situation, it would have been better. But yeah. I wasn't feeling it, like, at certain parts. And true, I understand, with the Black Lives Matter. But at some point, you see it so much. I mean, it's important. Don't get me wrong. We have to keep pushing it out there. But it's almost like if you ever watch CNN too much and you get like CNN overload,
oh my goodness.
And it kind of just makes you be like, man, this is just the way the world is right now. But it was entertaining. But it just kind of sucked because you couldn't feel, the energy with all the lights and something like that. And they had another guy. Man, he did this song. I don't even know. It was I think I want to say it was Kane something, but he was on a stage, and I'm going to say he was on a platform, and it was the first time I've ever seen him. First time I've ever heard the song. But you talking about one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. All I know, he had the band in the back. And it looked like he was standing on a white platform.
Oh, nice.
I know I'm bad. But I like this performance. And
no, it's all good.
He was talking about people, I guess everybody being treated fair, like everybody being equal. But it was a really nice song. So, I don't know. What's y'all take on the awards? How y'all felt about it?
Well, I feel some type of way about it.
I mean, it was definitely... Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry. You ain't even had a turn. Go ahead.
I say, hey, retrograde, we'll go back with that again, but say, like real shit though. I just feel like the awards should have gave at least people who couldn't get cable, who didn't have cable to watch it, like me. I'm gonna admit me. I'm gonna say me. Yes. I'm on the road. I'm driving, So they should at least put it on YouTube Live, Instagram Live, or someone to live and watch, So I'm just saying though, look out for the ones that don't have, I don't have a man. At least put it on the phone so I can see. So now I gotta go on Instagram and hear from Monique and try to tune in, and try to feel like I do know something, but really I really don't know, But I'm gonna just say this though. I'm gonna just say this.
I was looking at Facebook.
I'm gonna just say this though, like real though. All right, you got the BET Awards. So the next thing is what they're gonna do with the Hip Hop Awards, because the Hip Hop Awards come on in October. So that's another thing to look at. That's coming up.
Well.
So I wonder how that's gonna be, how that's gonna turn out. I mean, they should learn from this and go in the Hip Hop Awards and do it more better. At least try to clean up something, learn from it. I just think, I don't know. Some things you do, some things you just don't do. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, one of those things you just don't do.
We had nothing else to do. We're still in quarantine.
I mean, listen. All right, prime example. Look at Timberland. Look at Timberland what's his name? Switch Beats. Them boys be doing some. I'm talking about some entertaining stuff without all that other stuff going on, like with the baby face and what's his name? Terry Robbins. Yeah, Terry Robbins. Look how many people that was in the room. That was a lot of people watching that thing. You know what I'm saying? From there, from Babyface to all the way to Dream and Neo and all them, man. We enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed ourselves with quarantine. When we go look at the BET was, man, you make quarantine look like, man, I can't wait till this shit over with, man. I can't wait. We need to go outside. This feel like prison. You know what I'm saying? It's depression. It's depressing to watch this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I kind of felt like that. Frank, I'm sorry, Frank. Help me to understand the purpose of the scarf.
Oh, it's my fine sway. You know what I'm saying? My fine sway. You know what I'm saying? My fine sway. So look, when social distance comes to me, social distance.
Oh, okay,
be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be
outside all the time.
You gotta be ready for that Rona. You gotta be ready all the time. The Rona.
You like a bandit.
You're a warrior for sure.
A warrior, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Look.
I love Monique and her red wine. Girl, you make me want to have some too. I should go get some.
Hey.
Take the phone with you. Go to the store.
This is catching up to me. Look, it don't take that much, but it's actually pretty good. How do you feel about did you watch the BET Awards, Faye?
I only got to see like clips of it. I was trying to get it online as well. Because actually I have to admit that I was doing a bunch of work. So the television was upstairs in my room, and there's no like entertainment system downstairs.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's just set up. Yeah, it's just set up that way. But there's like a ton of room for my son to play and all of that. Because he would just be getting into all of it, and so I tried to get online, and I was having the same issue, and you had to sign in, and I think you had to like pay or something. I don't even know. I just got really annoyed, and I would come upstairs like every 15 minutes, and I would watch like 10 minutes of it or something, and then go back downstairs and I'll watch 10 minutes of it. So it was kind of in clips. So, but yeah, the BLM is definitely.
What?
Yes.
I just come on for the book right now. But look, how do y'all feel about Beyonce winning that award?
Mercury Retrograde. I can't hear.
Yeah, straight up.
You can hear me now? What about now?
I can hear you now.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are we back? We're back? We're back? We're back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I was saying, how you feel about the Beyonce winning the award? How y'all feel about that award that she won? How y'all feel about that?
Why you gotta bring that up, Bando? Like we was doing great.
I
ain't saying that. Everybody know I'm a Beyonce fan, and for some reason, everybody feels like fair. I'm a part of the Beehive for real. I don't know why I'm out of focus, but like I'm a part of the Beehive, and like I'm gonna try to do something to you and all of that, and I'm not. So I'm not gonna comment. I'm gonna let Faye comment. I don't have nothing to say about that.
Okay.
So because okay, so this is about Beyonce because you kind of cut out a little bit, and so you were saying something. I just heard Beyonce, and then now she don't want to comment.
Right. So
y'all have to.
But I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm not one of them diehard B fans, but I'm a Beyonce fan. I mean, I like her music. I like the seduction that she does, all of that. But, if people hear me, I've changed the way I listen to music now. I don't listen to just all Beyonce like I used to. So I have, a range of other artists. So, but they know, people who know me, they know I like Beyonce. So, of course, they want to hear what I got to say because I'm like, I'm a part of the Beehive. No, that's not me. I wanted to see her perform. I was kind of disappointed in her. It's like she looked, I don't want to say fake, but kind of fake. Like you could tell it was talked, it was rehearsed. I mean, we know she's poised and all of that, and it's like her the humanitarian award, great. We know. I mean, we know that she does things within the community. It was good to hear that she, contributed money for I think Houston and even parts of New Orleans that I didn't even know about to help with COVID-19. So I mean that was great. Bravo to the award. But the BET Music Awards is one of those things that fans we look for the artists to perform because we get that entertainment, we get that euphoric feeling like this is one of our favorite artists, and it's been a while since she's performed at BET. And when you look at the what was it, the previews, it was making it seem like, oh, Megan performing, oh, maybe Beyonce performed, maybe they performed their song together.
Always.
And I'm like, this all she's just accepting an award, like there's no performance. Where's I mean, it's like, especially at this time, people are looking for something to look at. Like
right.
we're at home, we're looking for these things, and great, you accepted the award and then showed us what you working on, a documentary. I'm great. Don't advertise to me right now. I want performances. I don't want advertisements. So I mean, yeah. So that's how I feel about that. I said I wasn't gonna comment.
Well, listen,
I did anyway.
That's how passionately you feel about
Mercury Retrograde.
Salute to that. Oh. So you think that her acceptance speech was just a tad bit phony, is what you're saying?
I mean, no, it was her. It was her 100%. It was just her. It was just, that's how it is. It's like she's completely, when she speaks, she's very like humble in speaking. It's the way that I'm a Virgo. It's the way we present ourselves. Behind closed doors, we different. We funny, we laughy, we goofy, and then in front of the camera and the people, we're poised, and then on stage she's somebody different. I guess what I'm saying is I just didn't want to see that version of Beyonce. I wanted to see the performance version of Beyonce. So like, accept the award, but give us some type of entertainment too. Like we're all here watching these BET Music Awards because we're kind of bored. We're looking for entertainment, and that's what y'all supposed to do. Y'all supposed to entertain us. So I want to be entertained. So
yeah. She just got ducked. She just got ducked 3 points.
All right.
Just 3 points.
I wouldn't give any points, but since we're taking points, okay.
Yeah, taking points for sure. Yeah, just 3 though. So.
Okay. Since we're doing that, but yeah. So since Bando set me up.
Bando, you're still frozen.
It's a bad Bando day. No, it's not coming through.
We're now reporting live. Guest, Kinky, can you please work on it? Okay, Kinky.
There you go. Yeah, but it's doing a number.
Huh?
No, it's yeah,
it said that's a wrap. So Bando will come back to us. So let's go back to this Mercury retrograde. So does Mercury retrograde have anything to do with?
So you're telling me, Monique, I'm so curious. So you were mentioning, and you had previously about things coming back into the mix during this time. So you were curious about that. You were saying that, right? And is there someone, or have you indirectly experienced that during this time, or have you been feeling any of it? You most certainly, I'm sure, have been hearing about it because, or was I the one who mentioned it, or did someone else mention it to you?
Well, I heard it when I first heard of Mercury retrograde. It was on a YouTube video, and then it was explaining like a lot of things kind of happen during Mercury retrograde. A lot of confusion, like I was kind of being here, being there, and like I guess a little bit disoriented in a way. It's kind of the way they explained it. And then it says sometimes people in the past will come. So of course, every now and then you get people, from your past to come back. But it's just kind of awkward that usually if I come across, a video and it's like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde, that you'll get something from somebody that I probably haven't heard from in years, just to come back to say hi. And it's like, wow. So I don't know. I guess it's a coincidence. Like I said, I really don't know about it. Even when it comes like, to the zodiacs, I know we talked about it a little bit when we did our Instagram part about the zodiac signs and things of that nature. So, I don't know. I'm a person, I shouldn't base a person on their zodiac, but it's just so interesting how when you read about the characteristics of the particular sign, how some of them are kind of, not all of them are true, but you can kind of get the gist of what the person is. Look, I'm talking with popcorn. You can get the gist of what the person, I guess, may be like or not. So, all right, when you met somebody, you never pulled up their zodiac sign to be like, hey, I wonder if this person is compatible or compatibility. Like, I used to do that a lot. I had to stop. But I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, actually, this past relation that I had, I was pretty much hip to more than just their sign. Like I was hip to their moon, their rising, and like a few planets. And I saw some things that were a good match. Energetically, I saw where we connected. But overall, it was just a challenging situation.
So how do you know about the sign? You actually pulled up their chart?
And all you have to do, we got to do this for you.
That'll be very interesting.
yes. Actually, if you just send me, ask your mother if you have your birth certificate, and then I can do one up for you. Time and to the minute and where you were born, and then it's all there. And like I was saying, I know only up to the 3 forefront signs, which entails your sun, your moon, and your rising, or your ascendant is what they call it as well. And then all the planets. So Mercury, Venus, Mars.
So it's not just one sign. Like for example, I know I'm a Virgo. Is multiple signs. But I know I'm a Virgo, but I think I'm close to Leo.
You're a Virgo, that's your sun sign. When people ask you, what's your sign? They're always telling you that they're always telling you their sun sign. Because it's easy to look it up. What day are you born? Okay, it's in this date, so I fall in that. And you're either, right in it, or you're on the cusp of one sign or the other. But you have your rising sign and you have your moon as well. Which those 3 along, including the sun, are ruling factors. Those are like the forefront. But once you get to know it more, you'll see also that your Mercury and your Venus and your Mars and actually your Jupiter too, I think the rest of the planets, but those 3 other planets that are close to Earth, they actually have a lot of energy on your chart and on you as a person. So Bando.
How does all of that intervene? Who is that? Where he came from? Oh, sorry. How does all of that intertwine with relationships? Is it good to, look at sign compatibility and things?
It's good to know. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Especially if you meet someone that you really like, that you have a connection with. In my experience, and I think a lot of I think a lot of other people who, practice spirituality or practice some sort of, self-awakening and whatnot. I don't know if astrologers would necessarily tell you. I think they would too. To me, it's always just been a guide to knowing who you are, how you are as a person. Not necessarily who you are. It's like, we can be so many things, right? You can be so many things, you know what I mean? I'm sure you look to be so multifaceted, like you've got a lot of stuff going on. So how we are though as a person, and we're born, and then wow, like this is, you read all the different aspects, so you have a greater understanding of what you're like, and why you are the way you are. And it can get deep, man. It's crazy. But I just think that the more you look into it, and it's pretty easy to do. It's just a lot of reading, So, I mean, now we have access to so many things online. Amazon, you can get a book in 2 days. So Bando wants to be added, and so
whoops, let me go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let you handle that, Monique.
Yeah, I got that. I got it. I've given him access. I guess you could come back to the show. We'll let you back in. I guess so. Look at him. Still freezing. Where you going with the blue blockers? Frank silly.
That's funny. Oh, Frank. I wish we could understand what you were saying.
You still can't hear me?
We can hear you, but it's like.
What about now?
Hey, can I give one suggestion right now?
Go ahead, do your thing.
If you could get off of Wi-Fi and run on data instead, is that possible?
No, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on my regular phone.
You're on data right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not with T-Mobile, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
I'm gonna stop playing.
At least it got dark, because it was light for quite some time. There you go. Now we can see. It seems like I have to interview you all over again. What's new in your world, Frank?
Hey, hold on, man. This damn phone. That's what new in my world. Look, I'm here issue with y'all. So, what I missed?
Oh, astrology.
Yeah.
I missed astrology.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pages to make sure that they all come in.
How's that wine, Monique?
Seeing our comments. I'm looking at myself. He froze again. He froze. He freezing?
Yeah.
Poor baby. I think he having one of them days, Faye. He gonna be like, no. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to find my information. I'm gonna give it to you so we can find out what that is. Speaking of that,
yeah, because I'm very curious. I'm very curious too. What else you've got?
Me too. I'm curious because I do so much. I'm always.
I gotta tell you. Yeah, you do, and I gotta tell you. There's people that I meet where they tell me what their sign is, and then I get to know them a little bit more, and I really feel some other energy in them. You know, it's very, very interesting. So, yeah, like either if it's like a Gemini or a Cancer, or if they, you know, have some Aryan energy. Yeah, it's very, very interesting that I can tap into that. Because like I said, it's just once you get to know a lot more of the characteristics, that you can kind of pinpoint and just work and just, you know, through your own intuition too. And then, like, you know, like I said, like psychology 101 with a little astrology in there, you know.
Really?
So
oh, look, we got a comment from Mr. Melvin Hurst. What's up, Mel? He said he'll volunteer his info for a chart. Woohoo!
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm to take you up on that. I'm curious to see what's in your chart.
Cool. Email us.
That's true. I guess I should put that there too, huh?
Yeah, WNLYWtalkshow@gmail.com, everyone.
I'm going to type it in there. So now, going back to astrology, I had a comment that came up with me earlier this week. So,
yeah,
does it actually help in a relationship when you're learning about somebody to really, I guess, include the astrological part? Or should you just get to know the person like we used to do back in the day and leave the astrology side alone? Because will the astrology side get you in trouble, or will it help you?
I think it will help as long as you're open to what you are seeing and reading, you know, and not have too many expectations around it.
It's kind of hard not to expect when they like, hey, you know, like if you pull it up, and I know it's so generic, if you pull it up online and you're asking like what your compatibility is, and you know, in some parts, you know, work ethic is great, but then when it comes like the part to the love and the bedroom, it's like everything I read about Virgo is like we're boring. I'm not boring.
No. I have my moon in Virgo, honey. We are not boring.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. I am not boring.
I've had my ranges of fun, honey.
Hey.
Yeah,
Y'all another show.
Oh no, y'all can hear me.
It's looking.
Oh, now you come back. Now you come back. Now you come back.
Oh man.
You good, man? Don't nobody trying to come do you nothing, right? I don't have to come out there. I don't have to suit up, right?
Yeah, no sweat, Bando. No sweat.
No, I'm working real hard to get back on the Zoom, you know. So
you're funny. You were so funny. Yeah. Where are you at right now? Where are you at right now?
Every time I say it, I get cut off. I'm by the airport. Shit. Shit. Last time I go froze every time I say this shit. I'm about to fly the airport.
Ooh, that was a good belly one.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say where you at. Don't say where you at. They're gonna cut you off again.
Just
Bando, you missed it, Bando. You missed it. Me and Faye was talking about our favorite lingerie outfit that we wear. You missed it, bro. Look at his face.
Hey, don't. Hey, we don't cry none of this out either. We gonna keep everything in.
You missed it, dog. You missed it. You missed it. We can't go back. We can't go back.
Email me the video.
We can't go back. We even talked about Pure Bliss Kinky. You know, the favorite toys that we use. You missed it. You missed it all. Look.
Oh my goodness.
Look at his eye. You missed it. You missed it. Can't go back.
That's cold. That's cold. That's cold. That's mean to me. That's mean to me.
All right, but look, I think this is a good time for good idea, bad idea. So,
yeah, it is.
Video. And what we want you guys to do, we're gonna let you listen to the video. Then we're gonna talk about if this was a good idea or if this was a bad idea. So just hold on. It's about to play.
Got you on camera too. We ain't gonna kill you. We ain't gonna. We got something better than that.
What's better?
Shut the fuck up.
You don't want your money.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up, horror.
It's some bullshit, man.
Is it
Shut
showing?
the fuck up. The fuck? When was you gonna give me my money? All that fake ass heart attack ass shit, don't do that shit.
Just look pretty with us, Bando.
You play with my money, you try to get out my car one more time and stab your ass in the neck.
I'm trying.
Fucking play with me.
Goddamn.
The fuck wrong with you? I ain't wasting all my fucking gas.
I'm trying.
Do you understand? I ain't got fucking gas.
Good laughing though.
You understand that?
Yeah, I'm trying.
The fuck wrong with you when you want to stop fucking playing with me?
There it is.
One more fucking time.
Roll with the punch, you know? Roll with the punches. That's all I can do.
Yeah, we got your ass on camera too. You know? Talking about some fucking bad pussy. I turn your bitch ass in and fucking play with me. The fuck wrong with you? Bitch ass nigga wanna try to get out my fucking car.
About to stab him.
Cause you know you wrong. Shut the fuck up.
How you gonna be broke as hell trying to buy some pussy?
The fuck wrong with you? Got me coming out here for shit.
A different breed. That's a different breed.
I really kill your ass. Shut the fuck up.
We talk about 2020.
We finna beat your ass though. We ain't gonna kill you.
Okay.
What the fuck wrong with you? What the fuck my money?
Why you wanna play?
Empty your fucking pockets right now. Take all that shit out.
Take everything out your fucking pocket.
And reach for my door. Yes. I wish the fuck you.
All right, guys. So, good idea. Bad idea.
That was a bad idea. I don't know what that guy was thinking. Listen, this is a different breed of lot lizard. You dig? That's a different breed of lot lizard. You don't mess with them. I don't know where they come from.
She had a knife in her hand.
I don't even know where to start.
I've been trying to figure out what she's gonna do with that knife. Is she's ready to stab him or stab her or?
Well, why go live on social media though?
And let everybody know you
got a weapon in your hand. You done broadcast the man. We see your face. We see your friend face. You know,
it's crazy.
Isn't that considered intent?
And nobody
to press charges. I mean, okay. So we all know what she was doing. We all know he tried to get out of it by saying the product was bad, so he didn't have to pay for it. And I get the point, but to go live on social media, I would have to say I think it's a bad idea on her part, and it's a bad idea on his part. It's just a bad idea all over. It's a bad idea.
I can say this too, that she out of commission for life now, because nobody gonna want to do no business with her. Because everybody said like, hey, don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. Yeah, she didn't put herself out there like that. I don't know. The homeboy, if he have a wife, he messed up. He in the dark.
I'm sorry. We got a comment. Daryl said he's considered it a good idea. Hey, Daryl, if you want your comments to show on live, you have to go to our WNIYW page, and we'll be able to see him on live. So he's on my page. But he said she didn't get up $40, and he needs the customer service department. He said it was a good idea. That man was trying to clap them cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, trying to do something strange for a piece of change, you hear me? Well.
Oh man.
Well, shit.
That's
take
crazy.
Her to the hood.
It was just crazy altogether, and it was just a bad idea. Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have to say bad idea.
I don't know. I would not want to be in the car with that woman.
Well,
I mean, they were broadcasting.
Bad idea for him.
I don't know. It's like nowadays, everything is social media ready. Everybody posts everything. I just thought that was crazy. When I thought, I'm sure people probably seen that video before because that was pretty old, like an old video. But I just thought that was interesting. But hey, good idea, bad
If
idea.
it was,
Look,
if it was a skit, if it was a skit,
that'd be
it was that was a good fool. But gosh, like that's a pretty psychological step to just try to, you know, post that publicly. That's pretty crazy. Unless that knife was fake. Unless that.
I don't know. I mean, we do have props, but that didn't look fake to me.
That wasn't fake. That wasn't staged. That was real. This is not a drill. Right. That was real.
He said, "This is not a drill."
This is real. You know what I'm saying?
I'm almost finished my glass. Think I'm gonna need a refill.
He knew in that moment he fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
You saw his face in the back down though. He's like, yeah.
Yes.
Bad idea. That
boy,
why you gotta pay for it though? Like, you know they got a lot out there. What you gotta pay for it for?
That boy, I said, come on now. Do you really have to do this and record this? Do you have to really record this? Come on. Well, you ain't no need for all that. No need for recording. She said, I am going to record your ass so everybody can know what the fuck you. For real.
She put him in the corner for sure.
Bad idea.
You know?
Bad idea. But hey, guys, if y'all got a good idea, a bad idea video y'all want us to preview, then that's the email address y'all see. It is the WNIYWtalkshow@gmail.com. Send it to us. We'll preview it. Let's see. I don't know if I have people in the waiting room.
It's 19 hours.
What was that?
Sorry, guys.
Y'all heard that?
Yeah, that's my time.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to say. What you talking? Who is it? Zoom, you talking? Russia?
Am I drinking too much?
We got 19 hours. What that mean? What that supposed to mean?
It's called 7 p.m.
That's right. 7 p.m.
7 p.m. over here, anyway.
That's funny.
All right, yeah, it's 9 over. So I mean, listen. Let me ask y'all this question though. So how y'all feel about the Tekashi situation? Y'all know about Tekashi? Anyone of y'all like Tekashi 6ix9ine? The guy. Well, we don't call him 6ix9ine. We call him Snitch 9.
I heard a little bit about it, but to be honest, it's outside of my age bracket, so I really don't know. So I don't know. Like,
what did he do? What did he do? What happened?
Yeah, I know he snitched, but I don't know the ramifications. Well, they were great because I think some people wanted to work with him, and I think he had a donation that somebody refused to accept.
Well, whatever what it is, like it is like the street. I'm gonna give y'all me. All right, listen. It's like the street code, you know what I'm saying? When you're in the street code, the street code is it comes whatever you do in the street, it comes with a territory, it comes with a price.
Oh, wait.
You know what I'm saying? But so at the end of the day, you're in a certain lifestyle. You cannot go out the code and rat on nobody. No matter if you get caught or whatever, you go down with your buddies. You gotta go down with your buddies. But he said the reason why he did it is because the dudes that he was with, they were smashing his wife, his baby mama. Then they try to kidnap him. Then they try, what else? They try to kill his mama. But the thing is, though, how I feel, they come with the territory. That comes with the territory. When you get in the street game like that, you gotta be careful. That's the old saying is, do not keep your friends. They say keep your friends closer, but not closer to your family. You know what I'm saying? But keep them closer out that way, like phone.
Right.
Wait, you mean keep your friends close, but your enemies closer?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I said, you sound like Bush. Bush said, yeah. You screwed me once. Yeah, you fooled me once.
I know what you meant, though.
Yeah, you fooled me twice. You can't fool me again.
Shame on me. But yeah, that's real though. he said the reason why he did it because I guess he felt like his homeboys wasn't loyal to them, but really and truly, the street is not loyal to nobody. But you just got to know who you have around you. You know what I'm saying? And
I want to go back. You said something about they were doing something to his wife.
well, his baby mama, I ain't gonna say his wife. They was
Okay.
screwing his wife. He was screwing his wife. He was screwing his wife.
Intentionally, and she willingly accepted.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she went and did it with look. The dude was his manager. You feel what I'm saying? The dude was his manager who knocked down his old lady. You feel me? And he found out that that would happen, and also he said that he set him up for his kidnapping or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff is the reason why he said he did it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, each his own. Everybody got their own world to save. But at the end of the day, I mean, it come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Nobody asks you to get into that lifestyle. When you get in a lifestyle like that, that will come to you. You know what I'm saying?
So if I'm listening to you right, you're saying that he shouldn't have told?
I mean, you this your boys. You with them. They didn't. I mean, you with them. You didn't did a whole lot with them. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, you get hit with some kind of some things throw at you. You know what I'm saying? You like shit. I need to go home. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? He started singing like a mockingbird.
So he was facing.
He started whistling.
Was he facing jail time? Like, what were the charges? Like, what was?
He was facing like, I think they were trying to get that boy some years. So that
he got 2.
He got 2 first because he snitched on the whole crew. That's why he got 2. And when I was hearing, he was still trying to go after some people that didn't have nothing to do with his crew. That's what I heard. But at the end of the day, speaking, we talking about jail, though. I want to say, due to all this going on with the pandemic quarantine and that happened to Floyd and all that, you know what I'm saying? I feel what happened to him. That's we're gonna get justice. I feel like that's things everything happens. I ain't gonna say that's a good thing. I'm gonna just say things that's happening right now is a global world awakening for everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we also have to remember that we got people that's also in prison right now, that's suffering right now because, situations because of the COVID thing. Some people that's in jail right now, they can't really walk around, go nowhere, go outside. They just locked up in there right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, y'all we got also don't forget about them too as well. They're human as well, you know what I'm saying? And we gotta look at it like it is,
You talking about because of COVID? I guess they can't go outside like normal.
They can't go outside. They just stuck in the cell, like you know what I'm saying. They just stuck in the cell right now, and they can't really get out, walk out, walk around, like talk about it. Do like even a program, like they can't really get the GED or whatever they're trying to get in there because they shut everything down up in there. So we gotta also remember that they got guys that's up in there that's trying to do better with their lives and stuff and trying to come home so they can change their life around. But by them shut down programs up in there, it's real hard for them.
I never thought about that. I guess I wonder, do they let them go outside? Like, I guess it's kind of hard. Maybe like 2 at a time.
Yeah, nah, they in there. Like they say they don't have like some like people that that are here to talk about it. They saying that they good. They don't have nothing, no COVID, no cases up in there. They good. You know what I'm saying? But they just like they don't have no programs to use their mind. Like just think about it. You just locked up in there. You can't really move around. They can't read books and, study. So keep in mind that we got, people that's really trying to, get their GED and get their life together in there while they're in there. So, but I'm going to just say, though, Yeah. Say,
Yeah.
I see you got the I hope this motherfucker shut his mouth up so I can say some attitude in your face looking like that.
What'd you say?
I don't know. Say it again. We can't hear.
I didn't know what you said.
Faye, you had this look on your face like, I hope he shut the fuck up because I got something to say.
No, not at all. No, I was trying to go back to our page here so that
Right.
because I've got both of them going on right now, but it's muted.
I know. Yeah,
So.
I got me too. I have my cell phone, the screen, and I have my iPad.
Hey, listen, I promise y'all, next time when I get back on here, I'm gonna have my laptop set up. I'm gonna have good internet. I ain't gonna be in and out. You know what I'm saying? So I promise y'all, next time it's gonna be way better. You know, I look rough right now. I look you know what I'm saying?
It's a good time for how is it is it well, I'm gonna make sure I remember. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Did I say it right?
C'est la vie.
Go.
This is life.
La vie.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie.
It's a good time for that. We got our little intro here. Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Baby had a look at one. So you had a look like.
I got the look. No, not at all.
All right, babe. It's your show. What we got today on C'est la vie? You know what? Let's start there. C'est la vie. What does that mean? What does that mean?
In French, it means this is life, or that is life. Nice. So a lot of times, I think that a lot of people who speak American English, or just even in our American culture, have heard that many, many times. Even though like they don't know how it's spelled, but they hear it a lot. And it usually goes with like a shrug, you know, but it's like, that's life. Or it can be, this is life. It just depends on how you want to say it. Right?
So that's life. This is life. C'est la vie.
Yeah. C'est la vie. Yeah. You know, or it can be, this is life, you know, like, this is life, you know, that is life. C'est la vie. Yeah. And so this C'est la vie at What's New in Your World. Welcome to the first episode of C'est la vie at What's New in Your World. So I want to say that with all this COVID craze right now, there's a lot of stuff that is getting splashed out on the mainstream news. And, you know, there's a lot of cases popping up, and, you know, we've got, you know, a possible lockdown again happening. There's a lot of talk of that. And I know that some states, I think Texas has reversed already, haven't they?
Yeah.
And here in Arizona, we started out with not having as many cases, and it's blown up a little bit now. You know, for me, my experience with this whole COVID-19 situation, you know, your immune system, your health is very, very important. Don't think I'll ever get a vaccine, because I'm not going to get a vaccine. I don't agree with getting a vaccine because, I don't know what they put in it. Usually vaccines take a number of years to develop, and they're trying to push this like immediately. Even though we are in an age of technology, I still don't really feel that, to me, it's just personal. I don't think that it's safe for me to get a vaccine once it comes out. And it's really important to eat healthy, watch what you eat, when you can, if you can, your stress levels, that will compromise your immune system. So like I said earlier, make sure that you take some time out for yourself to reset, go catch some fresh air, or just, go for walks wherever you are. Doesn't matter, just fit in some time for yourself to just be able to regroup so that you can get your mind right every day. This is part of, self-care and your overall health, really, and mental especially, which is, a tremendous ruling factor. And yeah, so, there's a lot of fear around it still. I know that, there's people that have survived COVID. I've seen some posts on our bulletin board here on Facebook in town locally, and they've been so gracious to share about how they came through. One of the things I want to highlight that I really appreciated this woman had shared, and this was earlier, she was probably one of the first cases just in town locally that had caught it. And then she shared it on the bulletin board on Facebook. And she said that homeopathy like really, really helped with her, and a really good diet. So I'm not a pharmaceutical person. Personally, I like to take food and, and other alternative ways. I don't go to medicine right away. I think the last thing I ever took before I got pregnant was Tylenol when my mood would get really bad, but I don't even take that now. There's just other ways.
You had a natural birth?
I had to take an epidural. Unfortunately, my first son, I was able to go natural, but that was just, it really made me feel like I'm older now. So it was a very different experience. I had to take the epidural because you couldn't do epidural.
Oh no, I can do an epidural, but I couldn't do natural. I'm sorry, I'm not that.
I was younger when I had my first son, and I definitely trooped it out.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah, but I was so tired. And now we're in this conversation. There was an earthquake before my water broke.
Oh,
so I was in Oakland, California, and if any of y'all know Cali, like especially in those parts, actually that's all along the San Andreas Fault. So San Francisco area is one of the places where it's like they're nested right on it.
Yeah.
And I experienced a couple in my time in my 6.5 years there. And so the last one that I did feel was 3 hours before my water broke. It was so crazy. It shivered up my spine, and I was like, what the heck was that? It just came out of nowhere. And I think that's probably evoked for that to happen, which is totally fine because I was ready. I was like 41 weeks and I was done. I was like, okay, baby, it's time. Are you ready to come out? I'm starting to feel really huge.
Yeah, my 10-year-old came a day before he was scheduled. I had a cesarean, and he was scheduled, and I felt those labor pains. And I kid you, I was like, Eve. I was like, why did you eat the apple? Like, like everything. Like, this is not fair. This is hard. That is the worst pain. I'm sorry. I can't even put it into words. And I think they have to, it's a mind thing. And then you have to basically channel it to, work through with your mind. Like even the class, like the Lamaze classes and stuff like that. That's what they're teaching you to kind of cope with it and get through. And I'm like, nah, man, it's knocking real hard. Like, nah, I need some relief. But
yeah, it's a lot of breathing. But I was really tired. I was so tired because I didn't sleep that well the night before. I mean, I had laid down at midnight and then I was trying to go to bed, and then all of a sudden my water broke at 3 a.m. and I didn't rest, you know?
Oh, wow.
So that was part of it. That was definitely, you know, the age difference showing itself. Because the first time, I always told people, like before I had my second son, I was like, it's like taking the biggest shit of your life.
I know.
So my first one definitely felt that way. The second one was like, I was a little bit sedated, so it was different. But it helped me to dilate because, man, I was tired. I just couldn't. And I was like, I was giving up. My other friend who we were pregnant at the same time, my dear friend, and she had her son 2 weeks after my son. And she was like, no, I did it all natural and all of that. And I was rooting for her because I thought that was just fabulous, you know, that she was able to do it, because I remember the time when I was able to do it. I'm not having any more kids. I'm done.
Yeah. I second that emotion. I want to say Frank. Yeah, Frank, like, I can't relate. So I can't
I'm lost.
I
know but you get impacted on a whole nother level, though, Frank. You know what I'm saying? So
I wanted to go back to something.
Your pocket, man, your pocket.
I wanted to go back to something you mentioned, Faye. You were talking about like the part of your segment. You talking about the vaccines, that you wouldn't take it, and like why? Why do you feel that you wouldn't take it? Is it you think it's?
You know, I've had some. First of all, you know, I've done a little bit of research on it, and I've had some things pop at me where they actually show you the contents of the vaccine, and some of it is.
Just be real. Just let her know. Tell them it got rat piss in it. You know what I'm saying? Tell them you got rat piss in it. You got rat piss in it. You got, you know.
Well, and I just want to tell you too. You know, I've read that there's like, you know, aborted fetal contents in there as well, and animal products, and it's just really weird and crazy. And also, I have also read, and like I said, there's a lot of different things out there, so you have to do your research, but I wouldn't put it past me that they would be utilizing the vaccine as sort of like a surveillance. I know that's very conspiracy theory type of opinion, but actually, come to think of it, I'm still curious on how they would be able to do that if it's unless they put something very specific in there to be able to do it. But there's definitely really unhealthy like metals and aluminum. So, but I would think that scientifically it would have to be a very sophisticated type for it to be able to communicate with your phone, right?
That sound like some what they did with the flu, like when they add all that kind of stuff in the flu. What you saying? Like the same stuff.
Well, do you guys notice that when people get the flu shot, that they get sick?
Yeah.
Like immediately. It's supposed to do the opposite. Why is the flu shot getting you sick?
Well, they're saying that it's because they're giving you basically the shot itself. They're giving you a small dosage of the flu
for an antibody.
Your body can create the antibodies against it. So some people
but the antibodies they mutate. They mutate, and so next time it could be something worse. Yeah, and so I just don't even want any of that crap in my body. No thanks.
Well, you know what they do is like since my children they attend school, it's one of the requirements. So like whatever is
Yes,
coming
yes,
out.
and in New Orleans, and I know, and it's, you know what, Arizona, thankfully, is like it's one of those states where they haven't really completely mandated it. California, I would still live in California probably if I didn't have to vaccinate my son. I'm not ready to vaccinate him right now. If he needed to be vaccinated at some point, I would wait till he was older, so that his body could take it. Because I mean, in my opinion, you just can't. You know, I just didn't want to do it to him. They were ready to vaccinate him like with Hep B, and then like 3 different vaccines all in one. I would say 6 weeks later, after he was born, and it just kind of scared me. I was like, I don't know what that is, and my son is still coming into this world. He's like, you know, his soul is still coming into his body. Like I can't mess with that right now.
So
I can't have some foreign thing just interrupting his process of like being here, coming into the world after he's just been disconnected from me.
When I came out to Arizona looked like they give y'all free will. Like they don't got that much, you know, say so over y'all. That's what it looks like.
It's definitely you can exempt from it, but it's Louisiana is it mandated for the schools? The kids have to be vaccinated.
Yeah, you have to have your up-to-date immunization, which is basically your vaccines,
right?
To get in.
Right.
Like I'm actually going through that now.
For the little guy.
Yep. Both of them, yeah.
Well, look. If people don't go get it, that's what they're gonna do. If nobody don't go get this vaccine, no stimulus.
Well, and they were trying to get you know, they were trying to make it mandatory, and the Supreme Court was just like, nope, we're not. You know, they didn't honor it. Last time I read up on it, it's been a little while. It's been several weeks, and it didn't say on top.
Two ways is gonna work, and they're gonna force it. That's why they're telling nobody can't go to work right now. You ain't gonna be able to go back to work unless you get the shot. So that's number one. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do all that. So that's the only way you're gonna have to feed your family. They're gonna force it on you.
Right.
So
I already know what the schools.
You can't feed.
And then some employers too. They're gonna be like, hey, you got to get this in order to come back to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well.
So that's the only way they can force it on you.
There is the option of working from home.
I work from home, but
yes.
I don't have that. I like the children.
Yeah, the children. However.
So I mean, it's scary.
But
I've thought about it. You know.
I recommend just doing the research on the vaccine and really like going deep. You know. Yeah, sometimes Google though, if y'all use Google, I haven't used Google in a while because I think they kind of censor some things sometimes. They like to censor the truth.
Really?
That's what I think. Yeah, but yeah, I haven't used them in a while.
So you're saying when you search up certain things, it posts up something else besides what you asked for?
Yeah. Like they want to they're censoring. So there's a lot of censorship that's happening anyway. I mean, I don't know if y'all see it. You know, like I have seen so many videos. I mean, even just on some random person's, like sometimes you just cruise through Facebook and whatnot, and you're like, I'm gonna look at this person's profile, like I don't know if I'm gonna add them or not, and I'll see like a video that's deleted, And it doesn't even really seem like that person's really trying to like hunt for the truth or anything. They're just, you know, living their life. And they have, they have a lot of, they're taking down a lot of stuff, which is like, it's bullshit, really, in my opinion. You know, because where's the freedom of speech?
Yeah, how you feel about the Facebook prison?
Oh my gosh.
You think it's too,
wow.
you think it's overrated? You know, because that's what I mean. Certain things you can do, they get you in Facebook jail, and that's because if someone else don't like you. I feel like that's been this word they be using.
Facebook prison. So Facebook prison is like, okay, from my understanding, I thought Facebook prison was like if you were showing something like extremely inappropriate content, like violence or something, or is that what it is?
I think if you're doing something you shouldn't do, showing nudity or you know speaking,
What about
I think maybe somebody can report it, or you go to Facebook. I guess jail when you use you know music too often. That's you know other people's music, or maybe you post something that's offensive. It's multiple things.
Yeah. Or like people are showing like your drug use or something like that.
Yeah, I would think so. Or like posting guns and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I've never gone to jail in Facebook, so.
Right. Well, you know, over the years,
somebody have to report it though.
Right. Well, over the years, I've seen, you know, some people they'll post, you know, pictures of like the plants they're growing or some really crazy shit, like they're getting high or something, and not even on weed, like on some like hard stuff. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? Like, how are they so? They're audacious. I mean, gutsy, really, to show that part of their lives, and because I couldn't do it. I mean, if I was doing that, like, I couldn't just let people see, because I mean, online, everybody knows, like, they're all watching.
They're watching us right
They're
now.
all watching, you know? I mean, like, not like everybody can see whoever's watching right now, but I mean, really, like the powers that be, the government, they can like go in there anytime they want if they wanted to. They can hear everything that we're saying right now.
Yeah, I think. So you think they do that on your cell phone too? I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
On
did you guys
on iPhones? They signed for them to listen to your conversation on iPhones.
Why you trying to make it an iPhone versus Android thing?
Hey, go look it up. They already signed it over already. You know what I'm saying? Why you think I left?
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. But do y'all know about the COVID tracing on your phone?
I heard about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not cool with it.
The COVID who?
How does it work though?
The COVID tracing. I believe it's here, I'm gonna read it to y'all, because
is it something we have to download?
No, it's an automatic update actually on your phones. I think Android. No, Android was very rude. They didn't let you know, and then I think you can shut it off though. And then iPhone.
You can.
You have the option to not automatically update your system. Apparently with Android, I have a friend that I just had a discussion about this with the other day, who was an Android user, and he was saying that you cannot it is preset for Android users that they can't do like an option of updating the system. So whenever there is an update, it automatically just does it on the Android phones. Whereas on the iPhone, we have the option of not downloading automatically. So like I still have the flag telling me right now, you need to update your software. And I'm like, I don't want to update my software yet.
So how does the tracing work though? Like, what are
So
they
the
tracing?
tracing, it's so just vaguely, it can it's contact tracing. So it can basically tell if you're near someone who's been infected or who is COVID positive, and then your phone will alert you. Is my understanding of it.
So it's almost like a tracker, like just like the people got to report when they go to you. There's a sex offender near you. That's almost like that's what that is right now.
I have not heard of that, but that kind of sounds like it could be along those lines. Yeah. So
yeah, I have something else to say. Did y'all heard about Washington D.C.?
About becoming a state?
Yeah, about to becoming a state to recognize them as a state. Like they're about to be 51. They're about to add them as a 51 state.
Okay.
So
yeah, it kind of makes sense because District of Columbia, like, they should have just been a long time ago. I mean, they're in West Virginia, but then it's like we are DC, or they are DC.
I said that too.
I think ever since I was like studying states in elementary school, like you had to know all your 50 states, and then the teacher was like, "Oh, except District of Columbia, that is the White House, and that's where the White House is." But it's within this state. Like it should just why not just have it its own thing?
So I mean they got to rewrite history again. They got to rewrite the history books. And
they don't have to rewrite. They just have to add on to it.
I mean, yeah, I see where you're coming from, Frank. But it's like, yeah, we no longer have 50 states, so they have to redo the flag. They got to add an extra star.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, in that regard, that would be the present, though. That would be the present. It would just be in chronological order, basically. That like,
I say it too. Also, I think in my eyes, I think they're about to add new laws, new laws to everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Yeah, some things I just don't want to say. I just rather just be quiet and just wait till it comes because I want to drive my truck. I want to wake up tomorrow and drop my loads off. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to drop my loads off. I'd rather keep my mouth shut.
I get it.
But I bet kids gonna be like, look, if you are like the new generation that's coming up, and they get older, they're gonna be like, yeah, we got 51 states, but they didn't have that before. You know that, huh? It was still just 50. No. It was always 51. No, 50. That state not that old. It's only about 5 years old. You get out of here. Get out of here. You don't sign.
One star isn't gonna be that bad.
Yeah. Hey, that's just like I told my daughter one time. She about 9 years old, right? She said, is Michael Jackson white? I said, nah, Michael Jackson not white. I said, it's Michael Jackson right here. I showed her a little boy. She like, that's not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, he white. I said, no, that's Michael Jackson right there. That's him when he was a little boy. He got old. He didn't baptize his ass in some bleach. That ain't got his ass into some shit that he wasn't supposed to get his ass into. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, it was hard for her to believe that was Michael Jackson as a little boy. So there's a lot of stuff that kids was not gonna know once they get up. The generation that's come behind us, whatever.
Absolutely,
they're not gonna know.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna know.
Nope.
I ain't gonna say we know everything because when our parents was, here, I mean our parents, but all them, they forgot to, pass some of that history down the line to us that we don't know what happened back in their time in the 70s and stuff like that, So
right.
I mean, so we, yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was you know, when the Bad album came out,
I'm bad.
right?
I'm bad.
I remember when that came out, and I was like, I thought he looked so cool on the album cover.
Don't tell me it was one of the people that jumped in front of the fan and cut the fan on, had your hair blown. Who's bad?
Who's bad?
Well, anyhow, and I don't remember, like, my family would listen to
yes, Lord.
Wall, right? There was Off the Wall, and his skin was darker then.
Off the Wall, yeah.
I was little, and then I saw, you know, I don't know, along the way, I saw some photos of him when he was with Jackson 5, and it tripped me out so much, you know, because I really dug his look on the Bad album. I wasn't even really looking at the color of his skin, to be quite honest. I was just like, it's Michael Jackson. He danced like a motherfucker, and he looked bad on this album cover, literally. But it tripped me out when I saw pictures of him when he was little, you know, that he was darker, and I was like, that's so crazy, you know, like what happened, you know, like it's brought a lot of curiosity. So,
you know, I think this is a good time for Hear Me Out.
Yes.
So
okay.
I have something for Hear Me Out. So I'm gonna share with our family, our YouTube and our Facebook family here. Mm-hmm. This is our Hear Me Out section session. Where it's like, hey, if you have an issue, you need an opinion or advice about something, we're gonna talk about it. Email WNIYWtalkshow@gmail.com. Enter the subject line "Hear Me Out" to be selected. Topics are discussed during the live stream. Writers will remain anonymous. Now, guys, these are opinions not from an expert, just opinions based on personal experience. So, I have a question that I'd like to be heard out on. If a man proposed to a woman and she says no, is the relationship indeed over?
No.
Bando quiet.
Depends on how he was thinking about the situation. Depends on the guy. You know what I'm saying? How he felt about her. It could crush his head and crush his dream. Depends how far he was into it. I mean, if he got some room up in there, you know, to breathe and step back in and look at it again, then, you know, it's not going to be over. It depends on the person. That's all I can see.
You just asked the woman to spend the rest of her life with you, and she says no. How do you come back from that? You going to lay next to this person knowing that they don't want to spend the rest of your life with you?
Listen.
I'd be like, so what? You just want to spend this temporary time with me? Like, how does
that work? See, that was just
going to try again next year?
You ask questions. You know what I mean? It depends on how much you love me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, if you go ask questions and if she don't want it, hey, that's a why. What's the reason? You know, we've been shacked up for 15, 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? And if this shit not adding up.
Well, it's common law by that time.
Huh? Shit. It depends on, that depends on if you're in Houston, yeah, it's common law, but I don't know in Louisiana.
I think we
do really
have
apply
that.
Like that.
Okay, I mean, what? All right. So, at what point in a relationship do you give your 100% then? At the beginning, the middle, after you get married.
I think at the beginning. What you think, Faye? Damn, she wobbling. What that mean?
They got some stuff she wants to say.
That thing went like this. She went sideways. She
They had to rock back and forth on this one.
She went like, shit, nigga, I'm about to switch this shit up on your ass.
So, I've really been enjoying my singlehood because I was like, yeah, I wasn't alone for a long time, but I've been digging it. Yeah, at some point when I'm ready, I would love to have a companion again. And I don't really, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you know, you work things out and you gotta talk. I don't know if a lot of guys, you know, there's always this whole stereotype that guys don't want to talk, but sometimes women don't want to talk either. It's really important that we just talk to each other, you know? You got to communicate. And like I was saying, you know, you lay a lot of expectation on things, which is so hard in a relationship because a lot of times that it just comes in the territory. It comes with a lot of expectations. So I think that if a woman says no to a man who proposed to her, if I was the guy, I would be like, why? You know, can we, what is it? Like, are you not ready? You don't want to do it? Or, you know, like, I would be asking a bunch of questions. Seriously. And just be open to the answers. And, you know, relationship is about learning about each other. And then, and in the end, you learn more about yourself because you're learning more about yourself with the other person. Yeah, a lot of times the fighting comes because it's just, you know, we have a lot of expectations, and
it also is about patience. How much patience a person has.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If the person don't have patience, then it's not gonna work at all. I mean, that's just what it is. Like you just said, you hit one key word is communication, and that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Find out why. You know what I'm saying? What's the reason?
Yeah, and just be totally humble, you know, like that's the thing, you know, like a lot of times there's a lot of ego stuff involved, you know, like, and I can say that for myself, my own experience, like, man, I was, you know, if I look back at any of my relationships in the past, I was like, damn, I was such ego craze, like, and just, you know, ready to, you know, have it this way or, you know, just kind of like guarded all the time because I didn't want to be hurt. I mean, but we all have that, you know, but you gotta let it go. You gotta let that ego shit go because if that's the only way that you'll be able to listen to the other person and hear them out, right? Hear them out.
If I was a dude and if I asked a woman to marry me and she says no, at that moment, we have some issues.
Yes.
And I don't know if it'll ever be the same, because at that moment, I would question everything.
So with the year time, like, what's the year time of, you know, he asking her? He know about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? How many years?
That was the next thing I was going to say. So, like, I can understand if it's like 2 months, 3 months, I can understand, you know, being a little questionable, you know, as far as the actions. But, I mean, we women and men, like, we know, especially I'm a woman. So I know when I'm with somebody if I can see them in my future. True, there's things you have to go through with the person and you have to learn. But at least you know that about that person. So if you're investing that much time, I mean, if we have to put a time frame, let's say 6 months to a year, I would think by 6 months you should know if you want to invest that time within that person. I'm not saying marriage, but at least, you know, being committed with that person, or even to accept the fact of being engaged. Because just because the person proposed to you doesn't really mean you have to get married next month. So I think within possibly 6 months at that time, like, you should know whether or not you are wanting to be with that person, and if you're considering that. You got the engagement phase. You take the engagement phase, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But, you know, just because a person proposes to you doesn't mean you got to plan a wedding even that year.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, you're right, Frank, you make a good point. Because of time frame. Some men just know. And they be ready. And some
Yeah,
women, you know, women
because at the
get
end
caught
of the
up with
day,
the idea of the ring, and they be ready.
what I do know, like, nobody, I don't give a friend, husband, 5 or 10 years friend. Nobody don't want to start all over. You know what I'm saying? Especially they dedicate their time into that person. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of just going to find. Look, you going out there in that world, you gotta know a person all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of
I
time.
don't know. Sometimes a start over is well worth it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Salute. I want to
Well,
have some wine next week, yo.
yeah, there's you some wine.
Hey, you know
Ching.
what, dude? We gonna might have to do an after party recap because that's not fair. 'Cause,
Nah, you gotta come ready.
I
Look,
can't.
BYOW,
I
bring your
am
own
down with
wine.
that. Yes.
You gotta come ready. You gotta be
I
ready.
listen,
Bando,
listen.
you can't have none of this bando. I'm sorry.
That's cold. That's
You're
cold.
excluded. We're gonna have to give you some of that what's that Welch's, the sparkling wine, the
Oh, you funny.
non-alcoholic. We have to give you some of that. Now you
Oh,
could
you
buy it
funny.
and just don't tell us because we're not gonna know the difference. Only you will.
Are you? Can you? But why can't you have that on your spot, Bando?
Because I'm a truck
Go
driver.
get
I
some.
can't. I can't drink.
Oh,
Can't
so
drink.
you're working right now? Okay, I didn't see. I was because you were like, I'm back in New
He
Orleans,
on the break.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
and so you're
I'm
not
actually.
working. So you can drink when you're on a break, right?
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
can't
no.
at all.
No,
You can't be doing nothing.
Frank gonna be
no,
like,
no,
you
no.
about to lose your job.
Okay.
You
No,
about to lose
can't do
your
nothing.
job.
Nah, see,
Oh shit! Oh my god!
but,
Okay, that one correct.
but when I get home, it's a different story. Though.
Oh
Different story.
man.
I'm telling you, y'all better not catch me at the house going live watch. Y'all in trouble.
I'm about to say, yeah, he'd probably be a whole nother person. At least I'm glad you
Y'all in
didn't bring
trouble.
Santa out. We ain't ready for
Okay.
Santa. Not in July.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's too early.
Don't worry about it. Hey, I swear, y'all in trouble. Listen, y'all catch me home watching old boy. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna have to look at my next schedule. I'm gonna look at my calendar. Next time I come home, it's gonna be in August sometime. And I'm gonna be somewhere around the pool somewhere. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that just depends on the person. Yeah, like I said, it depends on the person, and the woman has to be true enough and tell him why
Yeah.
she's not interested in him.
It's not even. Well, you can't assume that she's not interested in him. Like maybe she's just. I mean, maybe just not that particular thing at that time. Love takes time to grow.
True.
It really does.
So you
You know
tell
what I
me,
mean?
hold on.
Love
So
takes
you
time
tell
to grow, just like friendships do. Friendships grow.
so
You know?
listen, man. Let me ask you a question. So if a person falling in love with a person in 7 months, that's true love. That's being love.
You know, it really depends for different people.
Guess,
You know,
yeah, it
sometimes
depends on the
it
person.
just depends. You know, sometimes I mean, like you can't look at it. You have to look at it like case by case, right? Because sometimes people who do get married, I mean, they get engaged 2 months after they met each other,
True,
and
it
it
works.
works.
And it works. Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it just doesn't. You know, I mean, it really depends on both persons' paths. You know, I mean, if they've got some kind of past life connection, if any of y'all like believe in that, or just if they have something that they're supposed to be doing together in this life,
I'm about to say,
you know.
Fred, you opening up a whole nother door. So, like, I don't know about past lives, all these lives. I just know about my life. But I have met people, whereas I'm telling you, the bond and the connection was so strong, and it just felt like I mean, like it's a difference. Like you know it. It just felt like you knew the person, and even they felt the same thing too. And it's like we've
Yeah,
known each other because it's like even though we're new to one another, it's like our bodies and our minds are not. And it connects in a different type of way. And it's almost like an eerie feeling. If I, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, I know like I just met you, but it's like I know you. And it's like, it's kind of hard to separate that. But I've had like one connection in my life like that. That's, really, really crazy.
And you've known that person for a long time?
Well, yeah, like well, when I first met the person, it was just like things just was flowing. And it was like almost one of those things like too good to be true. And it was so good to be true, it scared the both of us. So we just backed up and we remained friends because it was just awkward. But, that was the first time I've ever experienced, something like that because it's like we knew each other, but it just seemed like our bodies knew and our mind knew something that we just didn't know, if that makes sense. It was just, it felt different. Like it was just weird. Like extremely, extremely weird.
Like you felt like it wasn't just chemistry. There was something else. Like there was like this soul spirit thing that was.
Yes. And so I mean, like I said, I was fairly young when that happened, and we were young. So it's like, I mean, like I said, we're still cool, but it was just one of those things that we both acknowledged it, and we both felt that, but we don't know what we're going through. Like I don't know. I just thought it was just one of those things, but the chemistry was off the chain. But it just felt like I said, like I've known this person back then. So me, I started thinking about the Matrix. Almost like you said, red pill or blue pill.
Yeah.
I have a particular set of skills.
We all know why we're here and why we're here.
Oh my God.
Guys, y'all know we've been talking for an hour and about 40 minutes. This is pretty good. It's pretty good for our first show. I'm really excited, guys. Kudos, claps to everybody for all of your hard work that y'all put in. Yes. I think this was a success. You know what I'm saying? The more we do it, the more we'll pull in our crowd. But man, like this is amazing to come to talk and just about really, like I always say, shooting the shit about whatever, because there's always something going on in everybody's world. I guess I don't know if you guys are ready to end the show, but before we do so, anybody else want to talk about that we haven't capped on?
The only thing I think that's about it. I mean, as far as the summertime going by fast, August will be next month.
This ain't no summer. You gotta stay inside, like pool and stuff summer. Like that. This is when the time that it pays to know somebody that have a pool. It does. I sure would have been.
It gets really hot over there, huh?
It does.
Yeah.
It's hot.
And it's like thick. Yeah, it gets so hot. Like, well, not as bad as Phoenix, but I have family down there, and my cousin has a pool. And I'm like, of course she's got a pool. She's like, I live down here. I gotta have a pool. But it only gets up to like highest, 110 maybe here. How hot does it get over there?
That's it's close to.
What?
But it's got the humidity.
Oh, our humidity is humidity. They blame it on the alcohol. Speaking a little bit slurred. No, I don't know what the humidity. I don't know what it is, like the number, but I do know it's heavy. Like you can feel the difference when you leave.
Yeah,
like
you're in the South, so
go to somewhere else and then come back. Like it literally hits you like a ton of bricks. It's a difference. Is a difference. You like being here. It feels normal. But it doesn't.
Right.
You don't really realize it until you go somewhere else. But I sure would have been at somebody's beach by now. Somewhere.
Yeah, I've been to Florida and Florida and North Carolina, and in the summer both times, and I definitely know what that humidity is like out there when it's hot. It's heavy. It's nice and heavy. You got to be near water.
Yeah.
I know one thing. You come out there, Phoenix, boy, y'all can't stay burnt. Every time I come out there, be on. That's something cooking that more. I'm talking about
it
that
is
shit.
so hot down there. Oh my God. I don't even know how people live down there. It's just, I would not live down there.
In Phoenix?
No.
Really? Yeah, I've never
How you
been.
say?
I'm good.
You never been to Phoenix?
She said good.
I'm good.
I guess
if I live in I'd rather live in Tucson if I'm gonna live in a city in Arizona.
Yeah, because listen, where you at right now, you up in the mountains right now, right? Up in the mountains.
I mean, it's elevated. Yeah.
Okay, so
it's
so
like
you more closer to wind, like, you know what I'm saying? So cool weather, the cool air comes between the mountains.
It's dry heat. It's dry heat. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I like the little scenery, you know. It look real nice, like, you know, Bay Rock, you know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I went out the other day and.
Can you get a tent? Can you get a tent and go up there in the mountains and tent and camp out?
It's so regulated now. It used back in the day. Oh my God. You know, there was that freedom of doing that was amazing. But they've just locked everything down. It's so regulated now because they basically just opened it up to the world, to tourism. You know, so it's not as easy. You know,
man, like we were saying,
the are out there. I mean, you can do it, but there's certain spots where you have to pay, or there's like a certain amount of time that you can be there, and then you have to leave. So it's not like you could just live out in the woods.
Let me ask you that a quick question, right quick. All right. So what is that? That spot is like a historic place, or like what is it known for? Like what is it known for? Like that? You know what I mean? Because of the, you know.
You mean the economy here? I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you correctly.
The mountain. What is the mountain known for? What is known for? Like what is the historic? Like what's the reason why? You know.
Sorry, guys. It's just telling me that it's 8 p.m. I'm so sorry. I gotta turn that off when we.
Okay. I'm sorry.
To interrupt, Frank. Okay, so the mountain. So you're talking about Sedona.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, listen. What is the historic?
There's several peaks, but the one that you saw is There's 3 names for it. It's Grayback, Thunder Mountain, and Capitol Butte. Okay. And that's the one. That's the one that everybody stares at because the main highway is it faces it pretty much.
Right.
Well, not faces it, but it's alongside. So
if I had the money, I'd plan a house in the middle of that mud. You hear me? Right in the middle, in the mountain.
Oh man, it's Sedona is one of those places where.
In the springtime, but they got something.
In the springtime, mosquitoes, yeah, they're not around right now. So
Monique, look at my finger. They got red ants about this big, about that big coming out the ground.
I'm sorry, damn. What?
He said red.
What'd you say?
We got red ants about that big. Yeah, red ants coming out that big.
Red ants, yeah, they're huge. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, we went for a hike the other day, and they're crazy. They're so big. Salute! Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm gonna join you next week.
See this one, I'm telling you, this is not strong because it don't take nothing for me to get buzzed. This is my second glass, so this got to be weak. It's real sweet though.
It's sweet.
Yeah, but it's super weak because if I could take 2 glasses, then that's a plus for me.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'm going home. When I get home, well, shit. Then tomorrow, 4th of July, you know what? Hey, I'm going live on Instagram, and I'm going to do an after party with you in your world on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to turn the fuck up. Yeah. Yep. I'm having that big old, nice, tall one,
Don't go bad, prompt.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think this is a good time to wrap up our show. Before we go, I want to say this.
All right, when the show before we close off, I want
Freezes.
I want to tell everybody who's watching the show and who's on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're watching us at, just make sure you go Facebook, you let everybody know someone that you really, you speak with a very long time, and you got some type of, some type of issues with them or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Get that person a call and go check up on them and let them know how much you love them, because you never know when you get that phone call. You know what I'm saying? They'll be knocking at your front door. There's so much going on in the world. Please don't call your grandma, your mother, your brother, your sister. Anybody you go down the street, the dog that you turned into the SPCA, go holler at him. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that you love them. Even though you turn it to me. I might be joking, but that's serious. But just go and holler at them. Let them know if you love them. I'm sorry. You tell me sorry. You're in the call. You miss out sometimes. Gotta call, check on them. I challenge everybody. That's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Call. Somebody you never, I'm talking away from, I don't know, might get on Facebook, Google some names, you know what I'm saying? I wonder how this person doing, Straight up.
I like that. I like that. That's true because tomorrow is never promised to anybody, and you know what I mean. It's like all the drama or the arguments or whatever is going on. It's like just make peace with it. I like that, Frank. I like that, Frank.
Yep.
I like that, Frank.
Yeah. For you to change the world, man.
Go to your Frank. If you don't like,
you don't say.
You don't say. For you to change the world, you gotta change yourself first. Can't change nobody else if you don't change yourself. Like Michael Jackson said, look the man in the mirror. Look at yourself to make that change,
MJ in the house.
Yeah, hey, don't play with MJ, look, you hear me? Don't play with MJ.
Oh man. And on that note, guys, thank you for streaming live with us.
Yes, thank you everyone for watching. Whoever's watching out there, whoever's gonna be watching in the future.
Yep. Yeah. First, our live podcast. We're streaming via Facebook and YouTube. You can find us with at WNIYW. That stands for What's New in Your World on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The channel is the full name. That's What's New in Your World. Search for us, find us. You see our email address there. You can write to us. What's New in Your World, which is WNIYW Talk Show at gmail.com. Send us your letters, your hear me out. If you're a small business, send that to us too. We love to spotlight you. We love to bring you on the show. Tell us about your business, how you're impacting your community, what you're serving, or what your product is. Music artists, especially our indie artists that we don't know about, write into us. WNIYW Talk Show at gmail.com. Share with us your music. We love to have you on the show as well to listen to your music and broadcast it so that everybody else can hear it, serving as another platform just to have more people to learn about you. So, with all that being said, guys, great shizzle. I look forward to next Wednesday. More things we talking about. Like I say, we doing what? Shooting the shit. That's about it. So, that's it.
Yep, man. Guess what? My phone at 5%. We just on time. Remember, we just on time. Just on time. Just on time.
Tune in next time to WNIYW, everyone.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow us. Look, I'm be like my son. Make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube page. We need to build up our subscribers. Follow us on Facebook so you'll know when we're on. Hit what they call it, the bell on YouTube, so y'all know when we on.
Subscribe. And come on back back next week and tell us what's new in your world. Come on
back. My son told me it's click post notifications. Something like that. You got me saying the wrong thing. Anyway, guys, this is the end of the show. Thank you guys for streaming. See y'all later.
Love and thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bravo.
All right, peace out.
I'll get on out of here. Get on out of here.
So you're doing, yeah. So you're doing all the ads. Oh, yeah. You didn't mean to run an ad this time, huh? You didn't mean to run ads this time. Okay. Gotcha. On YouTube right now, it says one watching, and that's me. Oh, you are? Okay, cool. Nice.
How y'all like the soundtrack though? Y'all think the soundtrack good?
I think it's dope. Yeah. It's groovy. Oh, and so I was looking up, I was trying to look that song up, and remember, I was so wrong when I said Mary J. Blige, because that little sample of however you want it, it's, you know, De La Soul. Right? Right? It's from Back to Life.
Yeah. Back to life.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? Because, I mean, it's been like 30, I can't believe it's 30 years old. Seriously. How soon can you post the show on YouTube? Right. Nice. Right. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. And then, so now that the show's ending, you can boost this, right? Because it said, I'm looking at it right now, it says boost unavailable, and I think it's because it's live, so once it's done, then we can boost it, correct? That's probably what that means. Yeah. Because I've been on both pages. I've been on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, and it's been going live the whole time. I've been kind of clicking back and forth, and just checking it out.